Hey LEGO fans, and welcome back to MB Bricks. We are back with another video in our new LEGO room / studio. We've previously shown 2 videos of our new space. One was move-in day and the second one was a full room tour. So if you'd like to check out either of those videos, be sure to check the description to a playlist of all of my tour videos. Today we have another tour video and we are going to be looking at my parts collection. So our collection has expanded quite a bit over the last few years. As you can see, we are in a much larger space than we were before. So we are going to take a look at how I sort and organize all my parts. So let's get started. So starting here at our build table, I'm just going to take you guys right over here to the left where we have the start of just basic bricks and plates. Starting at the top here, we have our 1x1s. I have sorted these out by color. So in the front we have blues, greens, purples, the pinks, reds, oranges, specialty colors, black and white, and in the back we do have the primary colors of red, yellow, blue, and the original green. And you'll see this pattern a lot with some of our parts that are sorted out by color. Below that, we have all of our 1x2s in this huge drawer, and they are the basic colors again. We have all of our specialty colors sorted out as we don't have as many and are generally used more specifically. So here we have all the specialty colors, all the greens, turquoise, blues, pinks, purples, all sorted out by part type into bags, which we have also done a lot with some of the more specialty parts that we've sorted out. So we've got those all separated, easy to find. Then we have our corner bricks, which we have not separated out yet, but we don't have as many of those, so they are easy to find. Same as the 1x3s, all mixed together, easy to find as we don't have too many of those. Up next we have the, you guessed it, 1x4s, and these are separated out with the basic colors in this big tub again, and the more specialty colors separated out in this drawer below. Moving along, we have 1x6 bricks, again, basic colors, and then this is actually 1x6 all the way up to the largest size in all of these specialty colors because I don't have as many of those. And then we just have the 1x8s and 1x10s and larger in the basic colors. The next tower over, we have 2x2s. A lot of them are already stacked because I do use these for building up and supports and such. And the basic colors, and then 2x2 in more useful colors. So I have included the grays and browns in here because I do use them quite frequently for landscaping purposes. And then I don't have as many of the 2x3s, although my bin is getting quite full. I have all of the 2x3s mixed together. And then again, 2x4s, basic colors. This I have a completely full bin as well as overflow because I just have so many of those. And then 2x4s in the specialty colors again. A lot of the grays are on top because I use those a lot for doing rock work and such. And then we have 2x6s all mixed together. 2x8 and 2x10 I think is the largest that the 2x bricks go up to. And then just in this bottom drawer I have the super large a brick size, I guess, base plates. I call them chunkies. Yeah. they all go in that bottom drawer there. And then we're going to get started on plates. So in the top one, you guessed it, we have 1x1 plates sorted out by color. In the front here, we actually have the very light gray. So we have regular bluish gray and dark bluish gray, and then the extra light in the front there. Moving on to 1x2s, we have the shades, so light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, black, and white is in the back. And then we have all of the other colors separated out here, blues, reds, purples, with a miscellaneous in the back of extra 1x2s. Next drawer down, we have the corner, which is separated out by color. In the back here, we have the specialty colors that I don't have an awful lot of. And then 1x3 separated out the same way. It's a bit hard to see in the back, but these drawers come out fairly easy. So you have all the specialty colors in the back there. And then the primary black and white and grays in the front. Next drawer down, 1x4 plates all mixed together, and in this bag is the new 1x5 that just came out very recently. And of course I don't have a drawer for that. Not that I need one, because I only have a few of them so far, so I stuck them in a bag to hang it with the 1x4s for now. Next drawer down, we have 1x6s all mixed together, 1x8s, 1x10s. I did put the 1x10s in the colors off to the side because there wasn't as many. There's a ton of the white, black, and grays, so kept those in the big section. And then 1x12s, which I believe are the biggest size of 1x plates. And then we just get into some angled plates. So here are the smallest angled plates, two different styles there, and then just a variety of different ones. I believe this, or maybe these ones, nope, I think these are supposed to be the biggest ones in here. This should actually go in the drawer below, and this is the next size up. Yeah, there they are there. So these are the next size up, and then these are the absolute biggest ones that I have in all kinds of fun shapes. Moving on to the next tower, we have 2x2s all mixed together, 2x3 plates, 2x4 plates, 2x6 plates, 2x8s in a smaller bin, and then 2x10s all the way up to the largest, which I believe are 2x16. So those are all mixed together. And then we do have a bin of random shape pieces in plate size. So all kinds of random things can be found in here, including these ones too, actually, with the hole. So, yep, got all those in there. And then we get started onto the largest size plate pieces, and they are as small as a 3x3 and go all the way up to 16x16. I knew I'd have some in here. So there's the light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, and the very bottom here are black plates. And then starting in the next tower at the top, we have the large tan, dark tan, all the different browns. So a lot of regular reddish brown. We also have dark brown and some of these nougat colors and flesh colors. I do find that these all kind of go together instead of having a separate bin for the specialty browns, since I didn't have a lot of brown to begin with. So we're moving on to greens now. So here is the regular green, dark green, and assortment of other greens. So we have lime green, the bright light green, olive green, and of course sand green. So I do have all those mixed together. And then we have the blues and purples and many different shades, all mixed together in a bin. And then the very bottom one, I kind of stuck the reds and pinks in with the white because I just figured they'd all go together. So that does it for most of the basic bricks and plates. The next tower over has round bricks and plates. So these are round 2x2 bricks, round 2x2 bricks with the texture as well as the translucent colors. These are the 4x4 bricks as well as the other half and quarter curved. And then we get into more curved bricks, 1x and the larger. And these needed a home, so I just put the angled bricks in here for now. And these are actually the angled bricks with the extra angle to them on the side. Then we're moving on to plates. So we have 2x2 round plates, larger 4x4, largest 6x6 round plates, and then some quarter and half curves, different sizes, all mixed together. And then even some of these funny looking ones with the notch taken out. And then larger still, quarter and half round plates in all colors. Then we get into some more round type stuff, and so these are all of these pieces, all different size. I think it's about the biggest size that I have of these dome pieces. And these engine type pieces, kind of miscellany, but went with the roundy stuff. And got all of the cone pieces in here, separated out by color. And the translucent ones. So these are all in the same bin, but sorted by color. We have some larger cone pieces, including the tops of castles, spires, that sort of thing. We even have reverse ones as well, all mixed together. And then we just start getting into some panels. So these are the really, really small panels. I don't use them very frequently, so for now they're all mixed together. And then we have some larger panels in here, and the largest panels on the very bottom, which is the 5x6. And I do use these a lot for supports. And then in the very bottom, we have some rounded ones as well, including the tree ones and these just regular rounded ones. This is just an empty, oh, it's not actually empty. I thought this was empty, but I don't use these very frequently. These are the panels with the log texturing. They're the old brown, so I've also put some of the log pieces that are the old brown and gray because I don't use them very frequently because I like to use the newest reddish gray for my builds. The next tower over is some more plate pieces. However, they are the colors that you did not see in the previous towers. These are for landscaping. So I have organized them by color and by size. So here's all my dark green, regular green, regular green continued, larger, lime green, olive green, and other greens. So we've got mostly sand green in there, and then some bright light green and the yellowish green, which I'd like to get more of, but they're actually hard to find. They're not readily available. So maybe that will change in the future. I do have some empty space over here for expansion, which is great. And now if I have to do any sort of grassy landscaping, all these colors are easy to just grab a whole tray. And the thing with these is great is I can take these right out and just bring them right to my build table. So they are handy and readily available for my builds. We'll just slide that back in there. Okay, so this is where we left off. So then we have some dark brown, regular reddish brown, smaller pieces, and reddish brown in the larger pieces. And then we get into some dark orange and nougat colors, which is really cool to use on some different builds because they're not used as much for landscaping. And then continuing on, we have dark tan. The bottom drawer for dark tan has some larger plates, as well as my small collection of bricks and slope pieces. All handy, so I have them all in a drawer because they all fit together. And then we have the regular tan and regular tan in the larger plate pieces. In the bottom here, we just have the angled bricks in all of the pieces that you saw above. All the different greens, browns, tans. There's a mix of those colors. So all kind of in this bottom drawer, sorted by color in the bags. The next tower over, we have sort of similar, but bricks and slopes. So in the top drawer, we have tan and dark tan, regular slopes and reverse slopes mixed in the middle. Regular brown, really good for making trees. Dark brown, also good for making trees with the reverse slopes on the left-hand side there. And then we get into the grays. So we have light bluish gray, reverse slopes of the light bluish gray, my large bin of dark bluish gray slopes, really good for rock work, and the reverse of dark bluish gray. And then we do have some bricks as well. So we have all of the light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, browns with some dark browns and nougat colors off to the right. And then all the tan is in the bottom. And these bins are great for making different buildings and structures, including castles, because all of the colors are mixed together. I may go through them one day and bag up the 1x1s and 1x2s, as they are a bit more difficult to find. However, for now, that's how I have them separated, and it's really easy for when I'm doing building. So we're moving on. We're actually at the end of the row here. We've just gone through all of those, so that's great. This last tower here has some miscellaneous, but good for modified bricks and plates. So I'm not sure what these are called, but these needed a home. So these fit in with these two different pieces here. Some more round miscellaneous, including minifigure heads. Then we have the angled bricks, 1x, so 1x2, and these have 1x3 and 1x4. And then these are an interesting brick that I don't think they make anymore. We got them out of a bulk buy and thought they were really interesting. So they have their tray there. And then we have these plates with the ridge. So these are all 1x2s, and then these are the larger 1x8s. So we have the thin ones as well as the wider ones. And then we put these as well in the bin because they kind of go together. Next one down, we have the bricks with the slot in them, and then the taller ones, and then the longer ones, which are used often for garages and other moving parts such as that. Next one down is actually slides, because I needed a space for my slides and that spot was available, so I stuck the slides in there. The next bin down, I just sorted out into bags. They're all my half arches. So all the different colors, all the different orientations and sizes. Dark brown that I just got. I also have these upward ones as well. So, and they come in all different sizes. So those are all mixed together in that bin. The next bin down has full arches. So 1x3 is the smallest, and they go all the way up to 1x6. In this bin, all different colors separated out. Some of my colors that I don't have as many of, I stuck them together in a bag. And then we've also added these as well, as I use them a lot for arches and stuff. So there's some of the smaller 1x3s. And in this one are the largest arch pieces and some older ones as well. They're just kind of big and clunky, and I haven't sorted these ones out by color yet, but because they're bigger, it's easier to kind of go through. And then some more supports here. These are the tall bricks. All kinds of different pieces in here, but these are great for support pieces. So I've kind of kept them together. They do work well with the arches when you're building supports under tall builds. And these are just some fancier support pieces that maybe you want to see in a build. So I've kind of put them all together, and they are pretty easy to go through. So I've kind of kept them separated. In this corner we have some storage boxes as well as base plates, my larger base plates, preformed base plates, some more under there. You can see there's some roadway base plates, as well as some other just regular greens and blues and tans under there. All right. On to the next row of towers. So this first bin here in this row is full of slopes. So these are the smallest slopes, 1x2 mixed together, 1x3 and 1x4, and so on. We've got taller bricks, 2 high and 3 high, and then we get into wider ones. So we've got 2x2, and again taller, 2x2x2, and I believe, yep, the 2x2x3s are in their own bin. So we kind of go down. These are the specialty ones, the corner, double concave, and then smaller ones as well. And then you can see all the different sizes as we go down, all separated out. Very handy for roofs and some landscape building as well. And this bin has a lot of multiple angled slopes. Some of them are pretty big. We do have kind of a hodgepodge of parts in there, but they all kind of went together. And then we have our And then we have our reverse slopes. Getting bigger, and those are the less common ones there with multiple reverse slopes. 2x2 and 2x3 and 1x3 mixed together in that one. And then these we still have to kind of sort out and figure out how we want to organize them. But there are a bunch of parts that I think kind of go together. These ones we've kind of separated out. So we'll decide what we want to do with those. And then this is an empty drawer right on the bottom. Perfect. Now for this one, well, let's look at this top bin for a second, because these are our 45-degree angle black slopes with the specialty ones in a bag, because I use those for building roofs. Now these next few drawers have smaller bins inside. So I'm actually going to grab my chair here to kind of help us out as we go along with these. So I have separated out, these are all my curves. So smallest curves separated out by color. And I've tried to do this for a lot of my smaller parts, as it does make it a lot easier to find the parts that you're looking for. Now these are the smaller ones with the little notch taken out of the corner. So I've kind of added that in. I'll stick those back in there. Beautiful. The colors just look so nice together. We're getting a bit larger with the curves here. And then these are actually reverse curves in a couple of different sizes, but still separated by color. So I have put those together with these. Next bin down has, of course, slightly larger curves, the 1x3s. And then, of course, you guessed it, 1x4s. And then there's the shades and browns in the bottom there. And if you're curious, most of these are the Duramax containers. They have the rounded bottoms, which are fantastic, especially for smaller parts. It really makes it easy to get the parts out of the bins. So if you're looking for any type of container like this, I would recommend looking up the Duramax, because very good quality, and when you're buying a bunch of them, you want something that's not as expensive. So then there's the full curved arch 1x4s, and then of course these were the 2x2s that we just looked at. Below that, we start getting bigger in the curved department. All the different types of curved pieces, all separated out by part type into the little slots. Now these, again, I bought these at the dollar store. They're just little drawer organizers. So collected quite a few of those over the years. To help organize all of the parts. And then here are the largest curved pieces there. And well, I thought these were the largest sorted. These are the actual largest curved parts in the collection, all kind of put together. I don't use these as frequently. So for now, they're all in a bin at the bottom there. The next tower is definitely one of my favorites. It's all of the tiles. So looking at this first one here, we have translucent tiles on this side, and kind of more of the specialty ones, including the hearts, and some of the newer styles, curved styles, that sort of thing. Then I've started separating them by color and shape, or sorry, size, depending on how many of each I have. So the reds are separated out 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and 1 by 4, while the pinks and dark red are separated out solely on color. We get into the greens, blues, and purples, all sorted out. And in this bin here, we've just kind of got a bag with the olive and bright light green. Next bin down are the browns and tans. So we have most of these separated out by color and size. And then again with the grays and blacks and whites, all separated out by color. Very easy when you're looking for a specific piece. And then we have the larger 1 by tile, so 1 by 6 and 1 by 8 sorted by color, with all the extra colors kind of together off in this bin that we don't have as many of, that we can kind of mix together. And then we start getting into the 1 by 2s. And then I've also separated out the 1 by 3s. I don't have as many of those, so they are all in one little container, while the colors are separated out. And then we just have the grays, browns, and tans again in their own drawer. And then we have 2 by 4s, so the grays, blacks and whites, and other colors mixed together on the right there. We have some round tiles, regular round tiles, the reverse tiles, modified with stud on top, and modified with the pinhole. So those have all found a home together. And then some more modified, let's get that in the back there. So this is jumpers separated out by color, so blacks, whites, grays, browns, blues, greens, purples, and the reds and yellows, etc. in the back there. And separated out the same way, jumpers, 2 by 2. I have a lot of jumpers jumping ship, apparently. Got to keep an eye on them. And then we just have some more modified tiles in this drawer, the 1 by 4s, 2 by 2s, and you can see these are some of the newer style jumper plates, all kind of mixed together. These are kind of hard to get out with one hand, but then there's some reverse tiles in 2 different shapes there. Put that back in, and then the bottom is just the largest modified tiles. I do believe this is the largest that I have, as well as some larger tiles that don't fit above. I don't have too many of those, so I kind of put those in there. There's some of the bigger 8 by 16 tiles. So that does it for the tower of tiles. Now this tower here is actually my absolute favorite. It is all of my foliage sorted out, so I have it pretty close to where I work, so I can get to it easily. Starting in the top drawer, we have the grass stock pieces, separated by color in the dark brown, olive green, and regular green. Next bin down, we have the 3-leaf plants, which probably are my favorite, and the regular green and bright light green, and then these tropical looking 3-leaf plants as well. The next one down, we have these tentacle type pieces that I use a lot for vines, seaweed pieces, and then just some other random sorted foliage, including my mushrooms and these large mushroom tops, which I am very excited to use. And then I do have some miscellaneous stuff in the back there that aren't technically foliage, but I use like foliage depending on the build that I'm going for. And then we have some more flower pieces, flower stems, larger preformed pieces in the back. I've also got the coral in the back as well. And there's another bin of just some miscellaneous parts that I thought could be used for foliage, whether they are considered foliage or not, depending on whether I'm doing fantasy type themes or what have you. This drawer is full of the bushes. I obviously just used all of the dark green because they are at the front, but I do have a few other colors smushed in the back there. And then these are more preformed foliage pieces such as trees, vines, and I even have a few old brick built things that sunflowers. I just broke that one. I'll fix it when I'm done filming. Oh, and this one too. That one's pretty cool. So I've got a few different things in there. And then we start getting into leaf pieces. So these are the smaller leaf pieces separated out by color. This was the very large bricklink order that I just made of all of the finger leaf plants, and they just barely fit in here. So that was from my new order. These were the ones that I had before, so I didn't have too many. Oh, these are the palm leaf ones, but I've got the smaller leaf pieces in here, all different colors, separated into the bags. I'll see if I can get these pieces to fit back in here. Probably not. I will just stick these on the table behind me and then deal with it when I don't have a camera in my hand. So then the next one down is larger, regular, bring this chair a little bit closer, leaf pieces, all the different greens, blues, yellows, reds. These are all the same piece, all separated out into bags. I've been collecting foliage for a long time. It's quite pricey to buy all at once, so I usually will buy a bag here and there to spruce up my collection. Uh-oh. Let's not break those. Okay, then we get into some more textured bricks. So we have the masonry bricks sorted out by color with my new coral ones in the back that I just got. Some more textured bricks sorted out by color a little bit, and then the log pieces sorted out by color and bagged in my large collection of the brown. That's why I took out the old brown, because the reddish brown I had so much of, and I hated picking through to find the right ones, so that matched. So I took care of that for myself, for my future self. And then these are the random colors that I don't have a whole lot of, so those all live under there, under all the foliage. And the next row over is also a favorite of mine. We're going to start off with rock pieces of all kinds of sizes, or ones that I consider I could use as rock pieces for landscaping. And then I have my larger collection of lerps and burps, including some corner ones. I don't use these very frequently. I prefer to have a more organic shape to my rock work, but I will use them for supports, or if I'm trying to throw together a quick rock section, I may use one of those. Here we have some animal accessories. So we have spider webs, different horse items, some dragon eggs, and some smaller hatched eggs and unhatched eggs, and just some miscellaneous stuff here, such as like the dinosaur or crocodile heads. And then we start getting into animals. So these are my small animals. I have gone through my entire animal collection. on a separate video. So if you have not seen that, I will leave a link to that in the description so you can take a look at all of my animals in detail, including how I sort them. Now obviously this is a quick overview of how I sort my animals, but the video that I've already made goes a little bit more in depth and takes a look at more individual animals. So those are my smaller animals. These are my larger animals, including elephants, horses, sharks, that sort of thing. These are fantasy animals from different movies, dragons, all that sort of stuff. And then this bin is quite full. I just got some new dinosaurs that aren't actually in the animal tour video, but this bin of dinosaurs is extremely full. So I have to be very careful with opening and closing that. And then just below, you got to contain those animals somehow. Got all my fence pieces mixed together. We do have some larger, some smaller, some fancier, some older, so all mixed together. And then below that is actually just an empty bin, which is very useful. I might actually put some of my extra plant pieces down there for now, since it's a bit hard to open the drawer. The next tower over is all minifigure stuff. So I'm gonna grab my chair again, bring it over a bit closer. And I will go through this in greater detail. If you guys want, just let me know below. I was thinking about doing it anyways, but I'll just show you quickly how I sort my minifigure pieces. So we have head pieces, hair pieces, the microfigs there, and beards. Kind of go with the hair pieces, right? And then we have torsos, including the female printed ones specifically off to the side there. We have legs, so plain legs in the back, printed legs here, and then short legs and skirt pieces in the front. And then this is large miscellaneous accessories, a bunch of bikes in there. I also kind of threw in this bag of hands, random skeleton parts. These are random minifigure parts that, torsos and such that are maybe missing arms. A lot of the stuff we got in bulk buys. So we might go through it and see what's in this one back here. Oh, just some very random droid parts. So yeah, kind of, again, another miscellaneous bin of random things, but easy to look through. We get into headwear. So this is more city themed, I would say. And then the next tray we have more themed, different movies, medieval, fantasy, that sort of thing. And this is more the medieval, I would say, helmets, capes, and different size shields in the back there. If you feel like pausing at any point to take a closer look, please do so. I don't want this video to be longer than it has to be. Here we have different flags sorted by color and by shape. Some communication tools such as megaphones, telephones. There's laptops, books, stereos, that sort of thing in there. This one has all of my buckets and bags and knapsacks and that sort of thing. Mostly separated by style or type. The next one down we have tools and weapons. So these are all close range weapons such as swords, projector weapons, different firearms, bows and arrows, that sort of thing, including stud shooters. So those are all there. And then just some tools, all kinds of tools, really. Pickaxes, oars, brooms. You can really see what we have there. And then this is just a bunch of miscellaneous, I would consider somewhat tool, weapon type items. So I've kind of sorted some of them out, and a lot of them are just kind of mixed together. And then one of my favorite drawers, all the food. So these are the meats and breads and fruits and veggies, all mixed together. And these are more desserts, so ice cream and pastries and cookies and some of the printed bricks for the milk and juice and such. And then we have glasses and goblets and bottles and tea cups all mixed together in this bin here. And then here we go, we've got plates and bowls and utensils all sorted out into this tray. This bin has to be my favorite out of the minifigure bins. So it has, let's try to not get that light reflection on there. Magical items. So we have wands, cauldrons, and different orbs on that side there. Fire elements, including candles, the candelabras, the different size of fires, all different colors mixed together. This container has chains and whips and lights and different items, including these paint rollers and welding torches, because they do actually make great lights and lampposts and stuff like that if you can get creative. So I do have them all in there. And then this is my money and gold. So the ingots at the bottom there in different colors, and then specifically gold ingots, money, and then different gems and jewels, including those really cool new geode pieces that are actually really expensive. So I only have a couple right now. So this is a bin I use quite frequently. There's a lot of my favorite parts in it. And then in the bottom here, we just have some miscellaneous parts that didn't really have a home, but I wanted to somewhat sort out. And like I said, this is more musical instruments, keys, friends type stuff, trophies. If there's anything you want to see in greater detail, please do pause the video. I do plan on looking through this minifigure collection in greater detail, but until that time, feel free to pause and look at the different containers, because I know there is a lot to look at in each one. Okay, so that was all of the minifigure stuff. These are all my minifigures. So in the top bin here, we just have some miscellaneous figures that I liked but didn't necessarily go together with other ones. So I've kind of got a bunch of random ones in there. And then I start getting into sorted minifigures, different themes. I do believe this is a bunch of more city type figures, police officers and crooks. And then I do have my friends' dolls in the back there. And then these are more so the collectible minifigures. So there's the Looney Tunes line. You can see all the different ones, the costumes. These are actually the elves, which are separated out from the friends. So yeah, somewhat sorted out in there. These are the movie and TV show. I've got my 2 custom Stranger Things cars. Well, Billy one's custom, and the Hawkins to the Police Department truck came with the set. So we have all of the Jurassic World ones, Star Wars, Batman, Lord of the Rings, and Disney. So I have quite a few different ones sorted out in there. And then this drawer I like a lot. This has my medieval and fantasy type minifigures. So we have the Black Falcon Knights, Elves, Kings. There's different ones that you can use for statues. Some random townspeople that I have made. Same for females, trolls, collection of wizards, and some other factions, as well as skeletons. So that's in that bin there. And then these are all of my Harry Potter ones. So I just recently got all of these Hogwarts statues that I haven't put together yet, so I'll put those off to the side. These are all mostly characters from the different sets. Some I've borrowed hair pieces and different things for certain scenes. And then I do have some bags that I made up of the different students. And then there's also a bag of uniforms as well. And then this one here is actually a bag of the Dementors. I got quite a while ago and haven't really used in a build yet, so that's on my growing to-do list. So these are just strictly Harry Potter figures because I do have quite a few of those. And then in this bin here we have quite a few of the large containers, buckets, bins, trash cans, that sort of thing. We do have treasure boxes as well. And then I did put these large pots in here because they didn't really fit in with the food bin in the other tower over. And then I believe, yep, another empty bin, which is very, very useful. So like I said, if you want to take a closer look at all of my minifigures, just let me know and I can put that video together for you guys as well. Moving on to the next tower, we start looking at windows and doors. So in the very top bin here, we have your standard square windows, 2 wide and 2 tall. And then we have the taller 3 tall windows. And then I did put these newer style curved windows off to the side here because that's where they fit. And then we have arch windows, a couple different styles in here, of course, the standard size, and then these larger green ones, and then these smaller arch windows as well. So anything arched goes in there. Larger standard size 1x4 windows, and then larger miscellaneous sizes, and some printed ones as well. And I think I have these train ones in there as well, because they are slightly different than these ones up here. So I wanted to make sure that they were separated out. And then this is a drawer actually of really old windows and doors. If I can find a small one. These actually look, they kind of remind me of the headlight bricks. So that's off to the side, and then older door pieces with different hinges and that sort of thing. So very cool. And then these are all my panel pieces that are trans clear and trans color, so I can use them like windows. I try not to move them around too much because I don't like them to get scratched up. So I've kind of put those all together. And then I have also got my translucent bricks and plates here. So I can do stained glass windows and other things in that category. And then we have doors underneath that. Mostly city doors. We've got a few train doors there as well. So they're all kind of mixed together. Oh, and we even have like some angled doors hiding amongst them. And then we have a smaller drawer full of the more medieval style doors under there. And then underneath we have other windows for mostly vehicles, windscreens, that sort of thing. Full-on domes. Well, smaller dome, larger dome. And this is also where I have my gyrosphere balls because they fit in there pretty good. And finishing off this tower, we have stairs. So we have a few different types of stairs here, including these curved ones and these winding staircases that fold out. And these ones I think go together like the fire truck ladder. So a few different types of stairs and ladders in there. The next row over, I'm gonna need my chair again. These are all of our small fiddly parts. So these are separated out into the bins. And so the top one has all of our cheese slopes. So the grays and browns in there, the whites, blacks, and tans, reds, yellows, pinks, and you guessed it, blues, purples, greens. So all the cheese wedges sorted out by size and by color. Excellent. Next drawer down, we have small plate pieces. So the 1x1 square and separated out by color. And then the 1x1 round separated by color. And then the 1x1 quarter round separated by color. I have a lot of these quarter rounds and I don't use them very often, so that's cool. They go on the bottom. Get those back in there. Next drawer down are all of the studs. So these are the Miscellaneous Colors. And then we have those. I love this one. This one's very colorful. And then we have the studs with the hole through the top. Separated out by color. Pile those back in. The next bin down, we have our translucent small pieces. So two are dedicated for the studs, separated by color, and then we have the plates. So these have both the round and square style. And finishing off this bin are the translucent cheese slopes, separated by color. So as you can imagine, it's very easy to find any of these pieces when you need them. The next bin down has our cylinder pieces. all separated out by color, nice and easy to find. And then continuing down, this is one of my favorite trays with the decorative pieces in it, including those lion head pieces. This is a very useful bin as well, with lots of different small useful parts. And then these are used a little less often, but still useful to have sorted out. And then these were really just miscellaneous parts that we didn't really know where to put, but we had enough of them that we figured we could separate them out, and so we did. Okay. The next bin here has lots of bar and small clip pieces. So we've got the telescopes, lightsabers, that sort of thing. In that bin, and we've got larger stick pieces. Cool. And then just some smaller clip type pieces, robot arms, that sort of thing. All separated out by part type. So again, very useful to find specific pieces. Down here we have different horn and claw pieces, somewhat animal accessory, I suppose. And then we have the tooth plates. So these are the specialty tooth plates that are a bit newer. And then these are all the classic tooth plates, separated out by color, and I believe that is a glow-in-the-dark one, which is pretty cool. And then just some more miscellaneous pieces that I felt kind of were similar. They work together anyways, so put those all in a tray. All the bins back in. Okay, we've got a few more to go here, but we're doing good. So this next tower here is some modified bricks and plates. So in this top bin, we have all headlight bricks separated out by color with the random colors in the back. This next bin down, 1x1 bricks. So we have one side, two sides, and four sides, including the corner ones, well, in the corner of the drawer. And then we have some larger ones that are 2 studs high, double wide, and then these cool ones that have the studs on all 4 sides. So that's kind of neat. And then those seem pretty similar. So I stuck them in there as well with an empty space in the front. And then here we have the 1x2 bricks, and then these ones are 1x2, but they have the studs on 2 sides. And then we've got, of course, the 1x4s below that. Getting into the plates, we have the 2 different orientations for there, and then these are just the smaller ones that I just have in bags here. I have to get some more of those smaller square size trays, but for now these work. And then these are the newer styles as well. And then here we're getting a little bit bigger with the plate pieces sorted out by piece type, all different colors. And then these are some of the largest ones we have. So very cool. Then we start getting into the clips. So there's 3 different types of 1x1 clips in this drawer, sorted by type, of course. And then we get a bit larger with the clip pieces again, sorted by type. And then here are the bricks with, let's see if I can get this one out pretty easily, 1 by 2 in the back. So these ones again sorted out by type, and more bar type pieces. And there's a couple of drawers separated out by type once again. And then this bottom one is just miscellaneous clip, and these are the old hinge pieces that we don't use as frequently, but they are kind of separated out together. Okay, we're going to the next row over now, and this has a few more hinges. This is the ratcheted type hinge though. So I have the females, the males, and some other pieces in the back there. Then we have the brick style ratcheted hinges, different sizes. And then we have the round ones over here, the larger plate ones, and then just some miscellaneous pieces that do have the hinge on them, and then these actual large ones that are actually really good. I do believe these ones I got off the Silent Mary ship set, so that's pretty cool. And we just have some more hinges. So we have the plate hinge and the brick hinge in this style, and then many different parts all kind of mixed together here, but pretty much similar. And then yeah, we have some older, some larger hinge pieces. So that's pretty cool. And then we have some larger turntable style, as well as these with the grooves, and then smaller turntable style in that drawer. And then these are used for hinging as well. They just use the Technic pins. So we have a couple different styles here, and then this one has the smaller. And the bin below has the rest of these in both orientations. And then we start getting into the inline connectors. So we have a few different styles in this drawer, mostly straight, and then we start getting into the curves, and they're all separated out. And separated out again. So these are some more of the straight ones, the macaroni ones, the small ones, all kind of separated by part type. And then we get into these cogs and wheels, very useful for moving objects. And then this is just some more miscellaneous Technic pieces. And as we're getting into Technic parts now, we are going to take a quick look at these. These are all the pins separated out by length. And we have quite a few of these. And these bins end up being quite heavy when they're all filled up. So we have all the different lengths. And then this last one here, just some larger ball joint pieces. That was kind of an extra miscellaneous part we just put in there because we had space. I'm going to put these back in one by one so they are in the same order. And then below that, some more miscellaneous Technic-y parts. So these are the smaller ball joints, female and male style. And then just some more parts there that we have separated out by part type. Lego makes so many different parts. It's hard to really separate them all out, but some of the ones that we have a larger quantity of or we find more useful for our builds. There's some older parts there which are really cool. We have separated out by part type. That does it for that tower. And then just at the top here, before we do the last row, we actually have all of our pins separated out. I won't show you all of them. So very easy to get to when we need those. We just put those on top near our Technic section. So this tower is completely Technic based. So this top drawer is one of the ones we still have to figure out what we want to do with. They're all parts with the pin. There's bricks, there's plates, there's 2 pins, there's 1 pin. So yeah, these aren't too hard to sort through because they're bigger parts, but would like to organize them a little bit better once we figure out how to do that. The next bin down, we have Technic plates with the holes in the middle. So separated by sizes, 2x4, 2x6, and 2x8. The next bin down, we start getting into some more modified bricks. So with the cross notch in them, as well as these newer ones, I have made a little spot for them here. So we have the grays separated out, and then the other colors, and then the 1x1 bricks with the Technic hole, and then continued 1x2 separated out into the colors and the grays, and then the ones with 2 holes fit in there nicely as well. Then we get into larger Technic bricks. So these are 1x4, I believe, by 1x8. And then this next drawer down is 1x10 and larger. And then we get into the thin lift arms, the smaller ones, and then the regular size small lift arms separated out. And then these are the larger ones, and these are the angled ones, all different sizes. And then in the bottom, this one's stuck a little bit, we do have the different Technic bricks that obviously did not fit above, so it's kind of a miscellaneous drawer, but they all have the pinholes usually on multiple sides. So that does it for the Technic row, and we have gone through all those parts over there and all of those now. So we are in the home stretch here. I'm just looking at these ones over here. This tower here of different bins. These were an incredible find actually at the local Dollarama. Obviously not official Lego bins, however, they have Lego design on them. So we just put all of our overflow into these bins here. And yeah, so we can keep everything really well organized in the bins, but if we do need extra parts, we can just come grab them here. Now this is a bit of a miscellaneous tower. We have wings on the top, all different sizes. These should go over to where our animals are, but the drawer did not fit over there with those bins, so that's all right. I put them here for now while I figure that out. We get into printed pieces and stickered pieces. We have a small bin here of the 1x1s, and then this is just miscellaneous parts. I have sorted some out. So these are my favorite printed parts that I use quite frequently, including my new 2x2 round wood grain pieces and the 1x1s. And then these wallpaper pieces. So yeah, lots of good stuff to be found in there. I will often bring this tray out to the table and kind of go through it to get some ideas. And starting with the themes, we have Harry Potter on the side here, Jurassic Park and World in the middle. We have computer screens and monitors off to the right hand side, and food items, or food printed items, I suppose, in the front there. The next bin down has face pieces, so eyes, mouths, that sort of thing. On the left, in the middle, we have our Friends themed printed parts there, and then all kinds of numbered parts off on the right hand side. And finally, we have more city related, so we have cars and car related things in these two slots here, and then in this one is more city, so there's police, there's the old shell, so yeah, you can see there's a parking sign there as well. All kinds of different things in there. This bin has our larger printed parts, all different themes, not really sorted out any particular way, but they're easy to kind of look through because they are larger. And then finally, we have more panel type printed parts, some Friends stuff, some Harry Potter stuff, lots of Harry Potter stuff actually. You get a lot of the large panel pieces with the sets, so that's pretty cool. I put all of those together in there. And these needed a home. These are the large reverse curved pieces, so they were kind of left off to the side, so I decided to stick them here because I kind of went with the boats, because you use them to make boats, right? Maybe. I don't often make boats. But anyways, these are the smaller boats. We've got dinghy boats, kayaks, canoes, large inflatable boats. And then I've also added some things like the cannons and stuff from the ships all into this bin here. And then in the bottom are my large boat pieces that I don't even want to disturb too much because obviously I've packed them in there pretty tightly. I do have to flatten out those sails. I got them in a bulk buy and they came like that, but I would like to one day flatten them out and potentially make a ship out of them. So we will see how that goes. And finally, this next tower, we have some flex tubes and bridges and related stuff. Bit of miscellany in there, but all kind of fit together. We have stickers in this drawer, elastics, string, different things like that. And there we get into the grill pieces and the slope grill pieces all mixed together there. We are going to start into vehicle stuff. So these are the medieval wheels, some larger ones in the back, and then the classic ones in the front. So then we're going to look at motorcycles and motorbikes in this bin. This one is very full. I just took some parts out because it did not really fit. But yeah, these are the vehicle bases. And yeah, we're just gonna look at a bunch of car parts now, all in a row. Vehicle tops. There are some printed parts in there because I felt like they went more so with the car parts than the printed parts. This is a bin. We started sorting out smaller parts from the miscellaneous bin. So we have that one in there. And then this one is our miscellaneous bin. Random car parts. Still have to figure out what we want to do with those, but for now, it's not too bad to kind of look through. Here are the power functions, battery boxes, remotes, that sort of thing. We have the roller coaster tracks in this bin, as well as the roller coaster cars, wings and blades for helicopters, that sort of thing, in this bin. And then these parts that are used often for tow trucks, that sort of thing, large transport trucks. In that bin, again, more engine type pieces, very miscellaneous, but they go there. And then these were recently sorted out as well, the different tubing pieces. And then I believe, yep, these two last bins are empty. Room for expansion, which is great. We're going to finish off the vehicle parts over here. So we have propellers, fans, that sort of thing. We do have some airplane parts in here. And these are, I guess, Technic parts as well, but they're Technic parts that are used for car pieces, so I kind of stuck them all in there. And then just smaller car parts, steering wheels, chairs, levers, that sort of thing. And then we get into wheels, so these are wheel holders, these smaller brackets, and then wheels. So these are some of the smaller wheels, kind of separated out a little bit by size, still figuring out the tires, of course. A little bit bigger in size. And I do believe these are all of the largest wheels that we have. Some of them are quite big. I know they actually come up with larger ones still, but I think all the big ones we have are in that bin. And then down here, we have different tire treads. Oh, I lied. This is where all of our huge tires are. So yeah, and with the tire treads, and then we just have some random large wheel type as well. And then all the treads are in that bag. And then way down at the bottom, we have these fun little textured wheels for construction or medieval or however you want to use them for. Kind of a bit different. They don't have the rubber on them. So we kind of put those together down there. Taking a look at this last tower, this is more miscellaneous parts that we kind of stuck together. So here we have some larger ratchet style hinge pieces that are pretty cool. You can get some neat angles with those, and larger ball joint type pieces that I think started with the Bionicle line. So I have those off to the side. Just below that we have some preformed castle pieces. Some are really cool. I don't use these pieces as often as I used to. I usually prefer to build my own designs. But there are a lot of cool parts in there if I ever want to use them. Below that we do have an empty drawer. Just below that we have some more random large plate pieces, the octagonal with the hole, these great style pieces, and some larger plates that are used for the junior sets. Continuing on, some more plates. These are the base plates, the smaller sizes, so 16 by 32, the half base plates, 16 by 16 and 8 by 16 in there. And then every collection absolutely needs to have a couple of miscellaneous bins. So these are the smaller parts, miscellany. And There's all kinds of interesting things in here that just didn't fit anywhere else. Some of them we started to sort out, we've put into bags, even though they still live in that drawer. And in the bottom we have the same, just larger miscellaneous pieces from all over the years. And then again, some of the larger pieces that came out with junior sets that don't really fit anywhere else. So that just goes in the bottom drawer there. And that finishes up this section here. So we have gone over all of these parts here, this large wall of parts here, and all those parts over there. I know this has been a really long video, so I appreciate it if you have stuck it out this long. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and a comment below, and make sure you have subscribed if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when I put new videos up. I will be doing a lot of building in the near future, as I will be wanting to get a lot of use out of this new space. I'm really excited, so stay tuned for new videos coming. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, guys, and until next time, keep on building.